answer the following. Question 1. Who have tea parties under the trees? Answer. The adult enjoy having tea parties under the shade of the tree. Question 2. What happens when the wind blows? Answer. When the wind blows through the trees, the leaves and branches move to and fro, giving cool breeze. Question 3. How does a tree prove to be beneficial during summer? Answer. Trees give cool shade during summer. Question 4. Why is mother happy to see the trees? Answer. The mother is happy to see the trees as she can paint the picture of the tree on the canvas. Fill in the blanks with suitable words from the poem. A girl hides behind the tree to play hide and seek. Behind, hide and seek are the words to be filled. The tree grows fruits like apples and pears. Apples, pears are the words that have to be entered. Write the conjunction for the following sentence. Oil dash water will not mix, and is the conjunction here. Man proposes dash God disposes, but is a conjunction. I did not come because it was raining, because is a conjunction. I shall be angry dash you disobey your parents, if is a conjunction here. Children, please see two pictures. What does it tell you? It talks about friendship. In the first picture, it is a story between a lion and a mouse. You must have read it, you must have heard it from your parents, friends. Now I will tell you what the story is about. A lion gets trapped in a net which the hunter had laid. The mouse, on seeing it, goes and bites it and releases the lion. Then they two become good friends. In the second picture, it is a friendship between a bird and an ant. Once the ant falls into a river and is about to drown. The bird then throws a leaf wherein the ant gets onto it and survives. It is during that time a hunter is about to shoot the bird and the ant bites the hunter and he misses the target. The bird flies away. After that, the bird and the ant become good friends. So the lesson that we are going to study is about friendship. Let us learn some new words, its meanings, and how to frame new sentences with it. Taught means to give knowledge. My mother taught me how to do embroidery. Verse means writing arranged in a rhyme. My day starts with reciting the verses of Goddess Saraswati's shloka. Curiosity means a strong desire to know. Children listened to the story with curiosity. Bloodshed means the killing or wounding of people. King Ashoka was filled with grief on seeing the bloodshed after the Kalinga war. Precious means of great value. Knowledge is the most precious treasure of all things. Vanquish means defeat thoroughly. Courage can vanquish the enemies. Greeted means sign of welcome on meeting. Elders must be greeted with folded hands. Introduction to the lesson. Sage Vedvyas wrote the famous epic, which means ancient long poem called Mahabharata. It narrates the struggle between two groups of cousins in the Kurukshetra war and the fates of the Pandavas and the Kauravas, princes and their successors was decided. The lesson is an anecdote, which means incident from this epic. Children, let me introduce you to some characters in this lesson. Krishna is the Vishnu god who assists the Pandavas throughout the story. Ved Vyasa was the narrator of the entirety of the Mahabharata epic. Sage Durvasa appears in Hindu mythology as the angry sage who is always ready to put a curse on anyone who displeases him. Kunti is the wife of King Pandu of Hastinapur and the mother of Karna and the 5 Pandavas. Karna is technically the oldest of the Pandava brothers but was raised by adoptive parents. Adhiratha is the adoptive father of Karna. Duryodhana is the eldest brother for his 100 brothers and 1 sister who were all born of the blind king Dhritarashtra. Children, let us start the lesson, Friend in Need. Lesson, Friend in Need. Sage Durvasa had taught Kunti a mantra. It was a secret verse to invoke the gods. When invoked, they would appear before her and bless her with sons equal to themselves in glory. The young Kunti was at the time waiting for her Swayamvara, but she had out of curiosity invoked Surya, the sun god. He had blessed her with a child who would prove to be the greatest of all heroes. Children, from what we read, I will explain to you now. Kunti served the sage Durvasa with full of devotion. The sage blessed her with a secret mantra where she could invoke any god who would appear before her, bless her with a son equal to them. Kunti, being young, out of curiosity, tested it by invoking the Surya god, that is the sun god. The sun god appeared and blessed her with a child and said that the child would prove to be the greatest hero. Children, let us read the lesson together. Sage Durvasa had taught Kunti a mantra. It was a secret verse to invoke the gods. When invoked, they would appear before her and bless her with sons equal to themselves in glory. The young Kunti was at the time waiting for her Swayamvara, but she had, out of curiosity, invoked Surya, the sun god. He had blessed her with a child who would prove to be the greatest of all heroes. Children, from the paragraph that we read, I will ask you a question. Which god did Kunti invoke? Kunti invoked Surya, the sun god. With the baby in her arms, Kunti wondered, how will I explain the child? Who will believe me? With a heavy heart, she placed the baby in a basket and set it afloat on the river Ganga. He grew up in Adhiratha's house and became a hero called Karna. So what happened was, after the sun god blessed Kunti with a son, she got worried because she did not know how she could explain about the child and who would believe her. So with deep sorrow, she put the child into a basket and set afloat on the river Ganga. Adhiratha saw the child afloat on the river, picked him up and took him to his house. The child grew in his house and came to be known as Karna. Children, let's read the lesson together. With the baby in her arms, Kunti wondered, how will I explain the child? Who will believe me? With a heavy heart, she placed the baby in a basket and set it afloat on the river Ganga. He grew up in Adhiratha's house and became a hero called Karna. Children, from the passage that we read just now, I will ask you a question. Who found the child and what was the child called as? The child was found by Adhiratha and he became a hero called as Karna. War is near, Krishna said. Your sons will fight against their cousins. There will be much bloodshed. Krishna warned Kunti that her 5 Pandavas would fight with their cousins, that is the Kauravas, which will lead to a war. Children, let's read the lesson together. War is near. Krishna said, your sons will fight against their cousins. There will be much bloodshed. Kunti was deeply disturbed. The Pandavas would fight against the Kauravas and Karna was on Duryodhana's side. Karna would fight against his brothers, perhaps kill them or be killed against his brothers. He was her previous firstborn and whom she had never acknowledged, never fondled with a mother's love. Tears of despair welled up in her eyes. Kunti made up her mind to tell Karna the truth. That was the only way to dissuade him to leave Duryodhana and to fight on the side of the Pandavas. With Karna gone, Duryodhana would be weaker in strength and spirit. The Pandavas would be able to vanquish him with ease. This was the right time for Karna to learn the secret of his birth. Children, from the paragraph that we read, it's very clear that Kunti, on hearing from Krishna about the war, she was very disturbed. And second was that Karna would be fighting for Duryodhana made her still miserable because she felt that Karna may either kill all his brothers or maybe will be killed by his own brothers. Karna, being her first son, whom she had abandoned, made her feel very sad. She decided that she would go and tell Karna the truth and convince him to leave Duryodhana and fight on the side of the Pandavas. She decided and thought that this was the right time to go and tell Karna about his birth secret. So children, now let's read the paragraph together. Kunti was deeply disturbed. The Pandavas would fight against the Kauravas and Karna was on Duryodhana's side. Karna would fight against his brothers, perhaps kill them or be killed against his brothers. He was her previous firstborn, whom she had never acknowledged, never fondled with a mother's love. Tears of despair welled up in her eyes. Kunti made up her mind to tell Karna the truth. That was only the way to dissuade him to leave Duryodhana and to fight on the side of Pandavas. With Karna gone, Duryodhana would be weaker in strength and spirit. The Pandavas would be able to vanquish him with ease. This was the right time for Karna to learn the secret of his birth. Children, from the paragraph that we read, let me ask you a question. What did Kunti decide to do after she heard from Krishna about the war? Kunti decided to go and meet Karna to make him understand the secret of his birth. Grammar time, collective nouns. A collective noun is a word used to name a group of people, animals, or things. Examples for collective noun. A herd of cows, a flock of birds, a swarm of flies. Herd, flock, swarm are all collective nouns. More examples for collective nouns. A pack of dogs, a school of fish, a troop of monkeys, a team of horses, a class of students, a bunch of keys. Pack, school, troop, team, class, bunch are all collective nouns. Assignment 1. Answer the following. Question 1. What had Durvasa taught Kunti? Question 2. Whom did Kunti invoke? Question 3. What was Kunti blessed with? Question 4. What did Kunti do with the child? Make sentences. Taught, precious. Complete using the collective nouns for the phrases given below. Words are bunch, herd, school, swarm. A dash of bees, a dash of fish, a dash of cows, a dash of keys. Okay children, today's class comes to an end. I will continue the lesson in the next class. Till then, stay home and be safe.